I don't care that all of you on social media call him my daddy. I know what you're calling him. It's okay, I call him the same thing too.
Hi, Seizo!
Hey, Azura.
And I'm Germaine.
And welcome back to another episode of Clarity's
Oh,
If you can't tell,
Yeah.
our outfits
Yes.
go with the theme of the episode today.
Can't really tell because we're sitting.
Come over to YouTube to see us, okay? But if you're on podcast, drive safe and then watch us later. Okay, Jimmy, you want to describe your outfit?
So today we're talking about love across generations. Okay, I don't know why it's so dramatic. We're basically talking about dating people who are much older or much younger than you. So we decided to come in like boyfriend vibes.
Yes.
So I'm wearing my boyfriend's t-shirt.
I'm wearing an oversized tee or
Yeah.
like boyfriend
Boyfriend
vibes
tee,
Yes.
Okay, and this is a men's collection. This is Braven's collab with A4 Arcade, and he sent me a set, and I thought, wow, how timely!
Right.
you
It's
know?
very cute.
And it's very oversized as well.
This is the age-old question. Haha, age-old. Because does
Haha.
age matter in a relationship? Yes or no? 1, 2, 3.
No.
Yes.
Okay, I think the age difference doesn't matter. I think the age matters.
Okay.
So like the number
Okay.
of years doesn't matter, but what age you are when you're in that relationship matters.
Correct. So you're 29 this year.
Yes.
Andrew's 41.
Yes.
Tio?
Yeah.
Correct.
Tio.
12 years difference.
That's correct.
If you were 18 and he was 30 and you were dating.
Creepy.
See, you know what I mean?
Yeah. That makes sense.
Okay, I think the number does not matter, but your mindset and your mentality at that age matters. So let's say at 18 and he's 30, but if both your mindsets are aligned, why not? I've mentioned this in a Hush podcast before. I have a friend who was 22 when she met her boyfriend, 5 years younger than her. So
Oh.
the boyfriend
was
was like
17.
16, 17, something about that. They met each other when they were working part-time at this movie place, this cinema. So sweet. Now they're almost getting married. They're getting married in a few months' time. Like, how incredible is that? She's my age now. So they've been together for solid 7, 8 years.
Mindset matters.
That's why.
I actually agree with the both of you, but I think age matters in the sense that Azura said it, the age you are when you go into the relationship. So obviously I have a 12-year age gap, but I'm much older now. I was 28 when I got into this relationship,
Okay.
right? I have a best friend. When she was 18, she was dating someone 18 years older than her.
So
He
36.
was 36. And this is where mindset comes in. He was at a very different stage of his life.
Yeah.
She had just graduated from poly. He wanted to marry her and have babies with her.
Wow.
And she was like, bro,
Yeah.
I just got my diploma. Like,
Yeah.
calm down, right? The mindset, the age, everything was wrong.
But actually, some women prefer that. After graduation, they want to settle down, start a family.
That's true, but I think she
Yeah.
was more career-oriented and ambitious.
It was not for her at
Exactly.
that stage in her life.
Yeah.
So share with us about your relationship journey. When you just told your family and your friends you're dating someone 12 years older than you, what were their reactions like?
One of my younger friends, when she's much younger, her IC starts with T. That
Okay.
tells you how young
Sorry.
she is. When she first met him, she referred to him in our private conversations
As uncle.
as uncle.
Oh, I guessed it.
So yikes, right? I'm dating the guy, but she's much younger than me, to be fair. I never told him that. Don't listen to this. Anyways, my older friends like you guys, I don't really think you guys, what would you guys
No, we were
have
so
an opinion
supportive when we
about?
first heard about it.
Yeah. It didn't matter to us at all.
The
100%.
age gap didn't matter at all.
No, of course not. If it makes you happy, that's the most important
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, see, I think
Right.
a lot of my friends felt that way.
Yeah.
With my parents, I think
Before you told them, what were your expectations going to it? Did you ever think like, wow, they're going to say something about the age?
I was very nervous to tell them because I felt like they would say, oh, this guy's too old for you. Like, why such a big age gap? Because in the past, I only dated like maybe 2 years, my senior and stuff like that. So I was very, very nervous about that. But I think when I told my parents, what mattered more to my dad, he totally, he heard 12 years, right? He didn't even it wasn't even an issue for him. He wanted to know, what does this guy do? Has this guy made a life for himself? Can this guy take care of my daughter? Right? Not that my daughter needs taking care of, but it's that father-daughter kind of worry.
Yeah.
That was where his mind went to straight away. And I didn't actually have that much to worry about. But I do think that my relatives do talk about it not to my face, but I do think they talk about it lah.
Tea time gossip when they need some things to chat about.
Yeah,
that
like,
kind of thing.
she's dating someone who's 12 years older
But these
than
are
her.
pretty much harmless conversations.
It's harmless.
Yeah,
it's harmless. But being 12 years older, one of the challenges is that he is at a different stage of his life. Thankfully for me, I think his industry keeps him young. So he does listen to the same music that I do.
Yeah.
Sometimes he kicks in a bit of Celine Dion. I'm like, oh, okay, just listen lah. But my dad's concern is because he's older, settling down and starting a family, that has to be pretty soon, right? Because you don't want to be like a 60-year-old dad.
That's your dad's concern.
Yeah.
But for him, is that a concern? Does he ever feel like he needs to move a little bit quicker because he's at the age already, or he doesn't mind?
Before we started dating, he had come to terms with the fact that he may never have a family because he didn't want to start a family with the wrong person, right? And he came to terms with the fact he may never have children. But now that, we're seriously dating, definitely, future planning is in the works, right? But we're not trying to put a timeline on it. It happens when it happens.
Yeah.
But then again, you don't want to be a 50-year-old dad running after a 3-year-old toddler.
Sure.
So if he proposes this year, would you say yes? Would you say yes?
So anyways,
Moving on.
Okay. Seriously though, what are some of the
yeah.
benefits of dating older men? There's got to be some perks in there.
definitely, he's got his shit figured out lah.
Okay.
Right? Financially, emotionally, past traumas, everything's been figured out. And he's done a lot of work on himself. I'm not saying every 40-year-old man has their shit figured out.
Yeah.
But he in particular, did a lot of that in the years leading up to us meeting each other. So thankfully for that. And he's actually very good at giving advice because a lot of things that I experience at work or in my personal life, he has been through in one way or another. So, and I really trust his advice. Yeah, and I think that it's like wisdom with age, Like us giving advice to a 19-year-old,
Yeah.
it's the same kind of concept.
You want to take advice from me? Really?
Azura actually give pretty good advice.
I would think so.
Yeah.
I think the people that give good advice, usually their life a bit messy.
Correct. No, but adding on to Germaine, right? I just want to say that it's really true when they say, growing old is mandatory, but growing up is optional.
True. Have you girls ever dated someone older than you?
All my life I've dated older men.
How much? What's the oldest?
5 years older than me.
How was that?
That was good. He was mature, he was stable, and he made me feel very emotionally secure. And like what you mentioned, financially stable, and has everything figured out. Basically, he knows what he wants, and our timeline is all planned out. But unfortunately, that didn't work out. So, yeah, I hope he's in a better place now. But that was a very, very loving relationship, I would say. What about you?
10?
10 years?
10 years older than you.
10?
How was that?
I did not think the age was a problem. Yeah. In fact, all the problems we had were nothing age related.
Nice.
Neither was it a different place in life related.
So this is like a younger girl, older guy kind of story, right? I have this story from online. The girlfriend is the older one and the boyfriend is the younger one.
Do you think when the woman is the older one, people tend to a bit?
It's less common, right? But either way invites comments. So I think,
Yeah.
But this girl, that Hazy is talking about, is 19 years older than the boyfriend.
Yeah.
That is quite a significant age gap.
Correct. And this story is from the boyfriend's point of view. He says, my girlfriend was 19 years older than me and we were together for over a decade. When we met, I was 30, she was 49, with 2 teenage daughters from previous marriages. Despite my commitment and love for her and her kids, she still couldn't get past the age difference and was constantly worried I might leave her for a younger woman or want children, because that might be not possible for the girl. She's already 49, right? The guy says, we broke up 5 years ago and I still miss her and haven't been interested in meeting anyone new since. That's so sweet.
I think it's very tough being a woman, at that age. You tend to have a lot of insecurities and it's very normal as well, right? You always think there's so many young, pretty women out there, he could just go off any one of them. But sometimes it's about love and this is where you get in your own way, right? You are your own worst enemy. There are a lot of situations where it doesn't work out and this is where mindset comes in. So this is actually our PD story. She says, I dated a man 11 years my senior. I was 24, he was 35. We're both Singaporeans who matched on an app while I was in transit in the country that he was working in. So whenever we met in Singapore, we went on a couple of dates. We like each other, but we had some things that we just couldn't really work out, some differences, right? The age gap was quite obvious. He had an established career. I just started my career. He drove a nice car. I traveled on public transport. His favorite hangout was like a fancy schwancy like bar in the CBD area. And I like going to like, I don't know what is this Teh Sarbat place. What is Teh Sarbat?
Like teh tarik.
Like a kopitiam place.
Like a kopitiam.
Okay.
On Bussorah Street.
Okay.
Very specific. He talked about finance and investing, but I hustled like crazy for money. And all I could think about was saving money for my next backpacking trip. Very different places in life.
Yeah.
And I think that's what happens when you're in your mid-20s and they're in their mid-30s. But it also really depends on the person. Yeah. Like Andrew talks about investing all the time also. Like news, like, it's a bit boring.
But do you actually like take his advice? Did it actually help you?
About what?
Oh, he's sharing about investments and stuff like that.
No, I like hearing about world news because I
Okay.
don't like reading about it.
Yeah.
So he is like my newspaper, but
Yeah.
he tells me to my face. So in a way, I'm learning.
Yes.
I'm learning about the world.
Insightful conversations.
Yeah. I mean, obviously we have very different interests. Like there are certain songs that he listens to that I've never heard of in my life, kind of thing. It's normal. What?
There was once we went karaoke and I cued like a old song like from the 80s. And I said, this stuff for my 80s friends. And he didn't know lah. I was shocked.
He didn't know the
What
song.
song was that?
What song was that?
I can't remember. Mark Anthony, I think.
I also don't know. So that's when, a female dates someone that's older, right? But like we said, the less common is when a female dates someone younger than you. I don't know about you guys, I've never dated anyone younger than me.
Well, so this is the funny thing. All my life, I thought I would only date older men, right? Men who are
If
more
same
mature. Same age,
Okay.
okay. You know how they say like girls in terms of age, yeah, 2
Mature
years
faster.
Yeah, 2 years more mature than guys of your own age.
Mental maturity.
Mental maturity. That's right. So all my life, I knew I needed someone mature. So I've always been looking for men older than me, right? But I have had experiences dating someone younger than me, and this is not like 1-2 years younger, but 6 years younger.
Oh.
Yeah, and that turned out so well.
Really?
Really, I'm very surprised myself. He turned out to be a very mature person. His IC also starts with T. And when I finally told my parents about it, like I was also nervous, like what Jimmy mentioned just now. My dad was very hesitant. Like he couldn't get over the fact that, this person born in the year 2000 can or not?
Because it's
he's
not so
worried.
common,
Yeah, it's like a
right?
father-daughter kind of worry.
Got it.
Sorry, what's your parents' age difference?
4 years.
Okay.
My dad is older than my mom by 4 years.
Okay.
So naturally, he'll be worried for me, especially my dad sees that I'm very independent. He feels like I need someone older than me. But this person who is 6 years younger than me, he takes care of me in ways that I never expected a 24-year-old could or would.
Wow.
Okay.
And he gives in to me a lot in the healthy way. And he gives me very sound advice as well. And I realize this is something I really need in a partner. Sound advice. Someone who is disciplined, also looking to achieve the next, milestone in his life.
They always say younger men are more immature. Like, is that true?
Well, there are instances where I still see like the little boy in him where maybe we play a game and I lose and he'll be like, ha, loser, I'm like, oh, that's quite boyish. But other than that, I feel like I'm the girl in the relationship. Like I'm the younger one, you
In
know?
the ways that count, he is mature.
Yeah. For example, he's a better cook. He is a better driver. He is better with his emotions and how he
Right.
deals with his time and finances.
I'm usually a bit not skeptical, but I think that people in the early to mid 20s, your prefrontal cortex, we speak about this all the time, has not fully developed. And at that point, the problem is you think you're an adult, but actually you would learn a lot later on that you don't know shit. So has that ever come up? Like, do you feel like, because I feel like there's nothing wrong with the person. I just feel at that age, a lot of people are struggling with who they are. They're searching for a lot of things.
They haven't lived.
Yeah.
Enough, right?
Yeah.
To
we
find
haven't
out.
lived enough, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
Do you see that?
Maybe in my case, not so much because after he got his diploma, he decided that he doesn't want to go the uni route, stuff like that. He came out and started working. So he has had years of experience in society. And I think that really, really plays a big, big part. So not so much for that. There was one time he had this like deep conversation with me about how he feels a bit pressurized to be older in terms of his mentality in order to match up to me.
Okay.
To which I saw that as an issue in our relationship, because I told him I didn't want you to be stressed about being as mature as I am, because the fact is we are 6 years apart. So you just be you. But he feels like he wants to work harder for the relationship. So I appreciate him for that, actually.
I love that. I think it could work out very well depending on the person and the person's mindset, how they grew up, the environment they're in. It's not really about the age, right?
Yep.
Because there are good experiences. There's this one lady on Reddit who always dated older, like Hazy,
Oh, okay.
and then dated someone younger who's like 9 years younger than her. She was 36 and he's 27. And she says, we're 9 months going strong. He's so supportive. He's so caring. Sometimes it's like, they always say, right, when it's like a younger guy, right, they try even harder for the girl because it's like,
That is so true. That is so true.
I have a friend who is married to someone who is also 6 years younger than her.
Okay.
So one is early 30s, one is late 30s. And I think it's fine. I look at them and I think they've got it worked out, you know?
Yeah.
There's this other story, a 38-year-old woman, she tried dating younger, a 26-year-old man. So that's
Okay.
about 12
years.
12 years, yep.
And she recently ended the relationship. She says that her experience with dating younger men, they in their late 20s are going through a lot of shit.
Yeah.
They are like alcoholics. Some of them are abusive. You know, they're going through a lot of like unresolved trauma. But I feel like that's more of a person thing than
Yeah.
an age thing.
I agree.
Like alcoholism can affect you at any age.
Yeah.
Right? This is not a PSA, but I'm just saying it could affect you at any age.
Yeah. For me, right, what's more important than the age is that you've been through stuff. I think
I
that
agree.
grows a person and that shapes a person. It doesn't matter what age it is. Like, you know, someone could very well be 40 and be extremely sheltered and have not seen anything. You know what I mean?
You gotta go through stuff and work on yourself
Correct.
through that stuff.
Yeah, I've had a girlfriend. She used to date someone 9 years younger than her, and she told me if she could turn time back, she would reverse everything she's done because that was the worst decision of her life.
Why?
She just felt like that man was not mature enough, and he was very selfish in a sense, constantly thinking about himself. It was not a give and take relationship. It was a one-way street.
Do you think it's a person thing rather than an age
Definitely.
thing?
And I feel like the man definitely has not seen enough of the world.
Yeah.
Not saying he's a bad person.
Yeah.
It's just that wrong time, wrong person, wrong place.
Do you girls know any gold diggers?
I've heard of some, but
Not personally.
I find it hard to form a relationship with such people. so-
Interesting. Why?
There's nothing wrong with it. I mean, you do you, honestly, right? But I think when you're focused on something like that, or when that's the first thing you look at, you tend to be a little bit more surface on the things that matter more to me. And hence, I find it hard for us to build a relationship that way.
What about you, Hazy?
Not really. Not in my close friend circle, at least. What about you?
I mean, I know of a few, right? And one thing that someone told me, right, is that it is not a crime to want nice things in your life, right? It's not a crime as a girl to want someone who's financially stable, take care of you. You don't ever have to lift a finger and work in your life. That is not a crime.
Yeah.
I think the crime here is when you don't treat the guy that you're digging gold from in a good and respectful manner.
Okay.
If you are a gold digger, but you treat your partner like incredibly well, I don't see what's wrong with that.
I don't see anything wrong with that. Honestly,
Yeah.
because if the two people who are in this transactional relationship are willing and they're able to, nobody can say nothing else.
Yeah, because I was having this conversation with my partner, right? And I was saying like, you mean guys can really just date like just for looks and not for love or whatever? And he said, I mean, just as girls can do the same thing, right? They can just date for money. I think guys can just date for looks. They just want a trophy wife, but they don't need romantic love. And that's one of the biggest stereotypes. It's like younger woman, older man, and then the man is very rich.
And it brings me to my next point. Have you heard of men who are in their midlife crisis? They are just trying to figure themselves out, find their identity by trying to date younger women.
Oh, like trying to stay young.
Yes, correct. So
Like they don't want to age or something.
yeah.
Okay.
I've heard of this, like this is a friend of a friend. And she was in this office where her boss would like hit on her. And the boss is like 20-something years older than her.
Sheesh, okay.
The boss has basically a whole family. But why is he doing that? Maybe he's trying to stay young at heart.
Do you think it's like validation as well? Like, I
like,
still have value to the
I
young
still have
people.
charisma.
I'm still attractive, you know,
Yeah.
I'm still relevant in this world. I think it's just fear of aging. I think that's what it is. I think sometimes when you're in a relationship with a big age gap, it could be that there feels like almost like a power imbalance. I think I talked about this before. With this current partner, like there was some like obviously financial imbalance, right?
Okay.
And I felt some type of way about it because it was the first time it ever happened to me in my life, right? And that can happen, but I think you need to be able to treat each other in a respectful way. Yeah. when it
And
comes
I'm
to
sure that's the case for a relationship.
yeah, absolutely. With the whole trope of the older women and younger men, I think a lot of people sometimes think that, oh, you know, the older woman is kind of like mothering the younger man, like taking care of him like a mother because they're older and they're more nurturing. In your experience, having dated younger men, that whole like mother-son, like mothering,
No.
no.
In fact, sometimes I feel like it's a father-daughter. Like he's, you know what I mean? It's like so mature. There's a very different dynamics that I cannot explain. And sometimes I think it's luck lah.
Probably,
It's luck. It's
yeah.
really luck.
There are also some situations where younger men date
Stop it.
older women, or cougars as they call them. No, you're not a cougar, Hazel.
Yeah.
You're very young.
What constitutes a cougar?
Must how many
woman
years,
in the 40s or 50s,
I don't know
is
what
it?
y'all think. Cougar? At least how old?
50s,
Cougar
60s?
town.
I think anything 20 years age gap and over is like cougarish.
Okay.
So a lot of younger men, apparently through movies and stuff like that, date these cougars for like sexual experimentation.
Oh, it's like
Yeah.
a fantasy thing.
It's like when a cougar sleeps with a virgin kind of thing.
Oh.
Like teaches him about sex and all. I'm saying this is in movies. I'm not saying it's
what
real.
kind of movie you watching actually?
Okay, but there's some studies found on age gap relationships and whether they can work out or not. So this is very interesting, okay? A 2014 US study found that the average age gap in relationships was 2.3 years.
Okay,
So
that's
it's
not
actually
too
quite
big.
tight.
Whether plus or minus lah.
Yeah. And across Western countries, 8% of heterosexual couples have an age gap of 10 years or more.
Oh.
These generally involve older men with younger women. About 1% of age gap couples involve an older woman with younger men.
Oh, interesting.
I think some research has also pointed to the fact that if you are closer in age, it's more likely that you will have a long-lasting relationship.
Because
And-
your interests are more aligned, ma.
Correct, because you are experiencing life's challenges and stages at the same time, you're more aligned.
Yep.
However, historically, if you are in the middle or upper class, basically like high cess,
Okay.
you are more likely to date with a bigger age gap. For example, a man with more economic power, like
Okay.
Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos,
Sure.
they are less likely to date someone their age.
Okay.
Some studies find that the relationship satisfaction reported by age gap couples is higher.
Oh, good news.
And these couples also seem to report greater trust and commitment and lower jealousy compared to similar age couples.
I think
is
this
that
is a
true?
personality problem. The person is me. I'm working on it.
You're never a problem. It's not a problem.
Thank you very much. What
It's
is it?
a little setback.
It's a work in progress.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, and the next point, over 3/4 of couples where younger women are partnered with older men report satisfying romantic relationships.
Oh.
Okay.
I think one of the biggest things that for a lot of these relationships, according to research and statistics, is social disapproval. If you believe that people disapprove of your relationship, you are bound to break up because you are like fighting against yourself.
Correct.
Yeah. Once you let people's
Words get to you.
opinions and thoughts and judgment get to you, like it affects your relationship.
My question is, why are you allowing people on the outside to
Because
affect your relationship?
it's not common.
No, I tell you, like, example, right? I give Hazy an example.
Okay.
Let's say your father said to you, I don't approve of you dating someone younger than you. You break up or I'm going to disown you as a daughter.
I would sit down and speak to him about it.
Yeah.
And I'm very sure he will be won over by my words.
Oh.
If not, I would have been a host for nothing for 7 years.
Correct.
That's
Right?
true. No,
Correct.
but I'm saying this is
Yeah.
the stuff that really happens in the world.
I agree.
In basically more serious situations where it's like, you feel like you're being back to a corner lah.
Exactly. Yeah. So, anyways, I think when it comes down to it, all in all, the success of a relationship doesn't really have to do with age or age gap. Yes, that does come into play, but it's a lot more about your beliefs, your values, right? Where you're headed to in life. Do you have the same ambitions? It's more aligned with that.
I agree. So for now, let's play a little game. Okay, our producers have actually prepared some questions for us where we have to guess the age gap amongst celebrity couples.
All right.
Let's sing.
Guess the age gap!
First up, we have Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds. Guess the age gap.
I don't actually know this leh.
Guess lah, that's the game, right?
6.
I've never thought it was big.
I'm gonna say 12.
Who's older? The guy, yeah?
The guy.
The guy.
Yeah.
6 years
Oh, I
older,
never
the
thought it
guy.
was
I
big
think
leh.
I just read about it. Okay, what's the answer?
8.
11 years.
Damn!
You were close.
Wow!
But I
It is so fun.
But I don't
Yeah.
think men in Hollywood take care of themselves, lah.
Really?
They
I
have
think
people to take care of them.
in this photo, he looks a lot older than Blake Lively.
Oh, yikes. Justice
saying,
for Ryan
yeah.
Reynolds. Okay, next photo. This is, Priyanka Chopra and Nick Jonas.
Oh, she's older than he is.
Yeah.
She's a cougar, no?
10 years.
No, I say 20.
My God!
Really?
Huh? Really?
What do you
meh?
say?
8?
Azura's right.
Oh!
10 years?
10 years.
But he looks like a boy.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah,
looks
yeah.
like a
got
boy
enough
boy.
face.
It's the way he takes care of himself. Okay,
Okay,
next. Moving on.
Jason Statham and Rosie Huntington.
16.
Looks like 25.
30.
Hazel's the closest. 20 years.
20 years
years.
apart. Man,
for
you need
him.
some hair tonic.
Oh!
Some people like bald men, okay?
Can-
Justice for
can.
Jason
Sorry, Rosie.
Statham. Kris Jenner and Corey Gamble. 30.
30 years?
Like the female is older than the
Yes, Kris Jenner is the ultimate cougar. You go, girl.
26.
Wow. Then I'm gonna guess 24.
25.
Oh! Sure.
Damn.
25
Okay. Last
Could
one.
you ever do Hazy? 25 years younger?
25 years
Let's say I'm
younger.
50.
Let's say I'm 50. 25
She's
years.
29 now. Like, he'll be 4 years old.
Yeah. You know, like some people who are like 29, 30 and single, maybe they're still in kindergarten. Wait, it's okay.
What the hell?
Yikes. Okay, last one. This one got age gap. Barry Cohen and Sabrina Carpenter. I say 5.
6? Okay, so 4, 5, 6.
7.
Seven.
Wait, but who's younger?
Sabrina.
Okay.
Sabrina is so young.
She's a T.
Okay, very cute. Guess age gap. Okay, so we've talked about large age gaps, right? And statistically, it's proven that smaller or closer age gaps have a more successful relationship. Comparing both large and small, I think we both have experiences with both. Which do you guys prefer and why?
I think it's nothing to do with the age. It's more to do with the person. If I were to be very honest, my most happy relationship in my life is the one where I dated someone 6 years younger than me.
Ah.
It's just because of him as a person.
Fair.
I think I lucked out.
I feel like once now that I've gone older,
You will never look
You'll
back.
never go back.
It's a bit hard to go back. I like it.
Yeah.
I
like
feel
it.
very okay. We've established this. Yes, I'm independent. Yes, I
Yes.
make my own money. I can
Yes.
take care of myself. But it's nice to
To be taken care
to
of.
be sayang and like baby,
Yes.
Pampered.
Yeah, I don't care that all of you on social media call him my daddy. I know what you're calling. It's okay. I call him the same thing too. But it's true. No, they fight with each other on our comments, like on my comments. Like they'll be like, oh, she's just a gold digger. Then someone will fight with him and say, huh? You calling her a gold digger? Are you stupid or what? Then they fight. Then I'm just reading. I'm like, oh.
And having your own fun.
Yeah, I'm having my own fun reading the comments. Anyways, y'all make me laugh.
like the in-between.
Okay.
I like the not too big, not too small.
What are we talking about?
Age gap lah!
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So a couple years older is
Sweet
I
spot
have
for you.
found great.
but cannot be younger.
Can is can lah, but
I think Azura can do younger.
But she'll be very assertive with a
and
younger
I don't
man.
want to be. You know,
She wants to be a baby.
You
I wanna
can still
turn
be
my brain
assertive
off.
with an older guy.
can is can, but I just want to turn my brain off.
I think this is also like what Hazy said, where you said because that guy you dated who's younger, he had been in the workforce already. He'd been in society already. Imagine if he was a 24-year-old student.
Fresh grad.
Very different. Or still in uni. Very different.
Yeah, and I remember he once told me he hasn't been seeing anyone for like 5 years. And he had said that because he was always looking peers his age, right? He never thought to look for someone older than him because
And
it was
he
uncommon.
felt like they were a little bit different.
He felt like, maybe in terms of thinking, they were a bit different, and he chose not to step into any relationship. But now that he knows that he needs someone more mature, this is how like we found each other, we connected, I guess, in a sense, and it worked out perfectly.
So I think what I've garnered from today's episode is
Yes.
expand your horizons. Not too far, lah. Like I said, not like
Never say never.
Within your acceptable range.
Make
Correct.
sure legal lah.
That's number one. Number two, expand your horizons. And don't be afraid to date older or younger. You've never tried before, you wouldn't know if you like it or not.
Really, it's not the age. Okay, age is just a number. It is the person.
If you want to try something, but the age is stopping you, maybe you should try and convince yourself to look past that, because you never know.
Yeah, and try to convince yourself to look past the fact that your friend called him an uncle.
Yeah.
Whoa. and you never know, you may be rewarded very.
Andrew is going to be so heartbroken after he
He's not
listens to this
lah.
episode.
He's not, he knows.
When I see him, I call him that, you think okay?
Call him what?
Uncle.
Well, anyways, if you have any thoughts or comments about this episode, we are more than happy to hear them. Drop us a comment on Instagram at itsclarity.co.
That's right. We hope you had fun. You can listen to us on Me Listen, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, turn on notifications.
And we're on YouTube as well. We can't wait to catch you next time. Go catch up on all our latest episodes. Bye. See you.
Bye!
So, let's sing. Let's sing.
Sing what?
Guess the age gap.
Oh. 3, 2, 1. Count down for Jamaica Cup. 3, 2, 1.
Why y'all not singing?
Okay, I sing with you. 3, 2, 1.
Guess the age gap!